Spring break road trips are right around the corner, and while the playlists and the snacks might be already ready, the most important thing to pack are safe driving habits. So joining us now to share what drivers and families should know before hitting the road is Brad Coleman, CEO and owner of Safeway Driving. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Erin. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you here. So why is this time of year especially important to talk about that safe driving?
Well, as everyone here knows, it's spring break week.
Yes.
So that means families are piling in cars, they're going on road trips. So it's really important now to know how to keep yourself and your family safe.
Exactly. Now you say the driver is the captain of the car. So what does that really mean actually on a day-to-day? Because you got to think friends and music and distractions all kind of pile up once you get settled in the car.
Yeah, we tell every one of our Safeway driving students that your number one responsibility as the driver is to keep everybody in the car safe. It is your vehicle, you're responsible for everybody. So that means communicating with your family or your passengers, hey, I'm going to keep us safe. If someone needs to change the music, it's not me.
Yeah.
If we need to adjust the navigation, someone else do it, but I'm just going to get us there safe.
Look, this is where our passenger princes and princesses come into play, and they can help us out with the GPS and the music and all of the things and the snacks, right? Those can be helped out in those ways from the passenger. So phones are probably the biggest distraction, which we just talked about. Well, what is your simplest rule for keeping the driver focused on the road?
Yeah, the simplest rule is remember, your number one job is to drive that vehicle. When you're driving it, just do that. Navigation, radio, phone, leave it to somebody else. Your phone, put it away where it won't be a distraction.
Yeah.
Put it on the auto do not disturb mode when you get in the car, and it helps a ton.
You know what, that does help a ton because D&D will block literally everything from coming in, and it's so easy, especially at those stoplights, to be like, oh, I'm just gonna check in and see who hit me up. But you know what, you get distracted in those moments as well. And next thing you know, someone's honking at you to go. And so a lot of people will be on driving on unfamiliar highways as well as they head out of town. So what's the safest way to handle those roads that we don't necessarily know as well?
Yeah, I mean, if you're driving to new places, you don't know the roads, the number one thing I would say is pre-plan your trip. Get the navigation set before you go. Just do a little bit of research of where you're going so that when you're driving, because it is a new road, you don't know what turns are coming up, that you're ready, you're prepared, you can pay attention to the signs, and really just set yourself up for success.
Exactly, especially if you're traveling during the evening time. Now let's talk about following distance. This is for everybody at home, okay, because I drive with you guys every day to get to work. How much space should a driver have between one car and another?
More than they do now, I can tell you that.
Yeah, literally.
We tell all of our Safeway students at least 3 seconds. And
Okay.
I know people watching this are that might hurt your soul. You need at least 3 seconds following distance because what that does is it protects you. It gives you time to slow down if something happens in front. And it also protects people behind you because if they're not leaving that distance, you having a smoother stop will help them as well.
Exactly, because you know what? You can't just be worried about what's going on in front of you. You have to be worried about what's going on behind you as well. Now, road trips can mean long hours behind the wheel. So how dangerous is driver fatigue? I think it's so easy to get into that road hypnosis once you're on the road for a long period of time.
That's exactly it. We call it freeway hypnosis where you're just driving and then you just kind of space out.
Yeah.
So really what's important, a lot of people will try to drive as far as they can before stopping and putting gas in the vehicle. And we teach our students at Safeway, every 2 hours at the most, you need to stop, stretch your legs, get out, just let your mind take a break because it takes a lot of mental focus to do that driving. So you'll get to your destination feeling more refreshed and it makes your trip a lot safer.
Plus, it's a good stopping place to maybe if you want to switch with the passenger as well. Now, before anyone backs out of the driveway for the trip, what are a couple things that drivers should check on their car?
Yeah, well, I'd say if there's one thing you're going to check, please check your tires.
Yes.
Because especially on a morning like this morning, y'all were talking about, it was hot yesterday.
It was.
And then you wake up and it's in the 30s. So what that does is it lowers your tire pressure a ton. So we recommend to our Safeway students, get a battery-powered tire gauge or tire pump that you can leave in your car so that if there is a sudden change, you can pump up your tires and always be safe. And a little tip, when you open your driver door, there's a sticker there. And it'll tell you what your tire pressure should be. So just set it to match that number and you're good to go.
These are such good tips this morning. Tell me quickly a little bit about the program that you have in Safeway.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Safeway Driving. I'm a graduate myself. Safeway Driving exists for one reason, and that's to prevent the phone call that nobody wants. And we've been doing that for over 53 years here in Texas. And I'm really proud of it because the crash statistics from the DPS show that our graduates, their chances of getting in a crash are cut in half versus your average driving school here in Texas.
Wow.
So Also very excited that we're opening up a new location here in Dallas, Park Cities area at Northwest Highway in Hillcrest.
Very good. Okay, well, thank you so much, Brad, for coming on this morning, and congratulations to Safeway on evolving and continuing to protect our Texans out there on the road. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.